All right, let me begin by saying, Jason, thanks a lot for having us here.
No problem.
I really appreciate you taking the time to invite us over to Chibi Pa.
Right.
Here, Chibi Pa. This is Jason Bailey, everyone. This is owner-director of Chibi Pa. All right, let's get this thing on the road. Jason, how did Chibi Pa start?
Chibi Pa started about 5 years ago, or 6 years ago or so. There was a anime club that we were all in, and there was like a split between the anime club, which started 2 anime clubs, and then there was like another one at the college. And what I decided was the best way to get members into all the clubs would be to hold an event that all the clubs did part of the event in.
Okay.
And in the end, the other 2 clubs kind of flaked out on us, so essentially we ran Chibi Pa by ourselves, and we just kept doing it for some reason.
All right, that's awesome. Let me ask you something. What do you think sets Chibi Pa apart from all the other conventions in South Florida?
Sets it apart? I think it's mainly because we really don't we don't look at our actual attendance numbers. We look at like the amount of money that we make to go on. It's not that we're trying to become rich off of it, or we have to get 5,000, 10,000 people so that we can make more money. It's more that we do this and we go, all right, what can we do that's the maximum amount of fun that costs us the least so we can keep our prices low so more people can attend. And you know, that's really our thing, is that we try to find the best entertainment for the least amount of money, which a lot of times means we don't get 6, 7 artists flying in from, you know, some random thing. So, I mean, I think that's really what separates us.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I was actually noticing a lot about that in downstairs.
Right.
That viewing it from a business standpoint, I like how you increase the fun factor and cut the costs, right, to make that all work out. Let me ask you something. I noticed that Chibi Pa, it doesn't have a con at the end of the name. You know how most of them, you got your
Yes.
Florida SuperCon, your MizuCon, your YasumiCon. What is the meaning of Chibi Pa?
Chibi Pa, because of where we started from. I don't know if you've seen it. There was a manga and an anime called Comic Party, but in Japan they called it Comic Pa. Okay. They cut the party off because that's a little too hard for them to say. So they called it Comic Pa. So we thought we'd play on that whole party theme, and we call it Chibi Pa, which means small, diminutive. It's fully into my, because I'm a Taoist, I believe in not trying to over-glorify myself.
I see.
So I figured if I named it Small Party, then nobody would sit there and try to compare me and say, hey, this isn't, you know, 5,000 people here. People come and say, hey, it's a party, and they take a completely different attitude towards it because it's not a convention.
And parties is exactly what it is.
Yes.
And Chibi, it being small, it is anything but. Because downstairs it is a riot of a party, I must say. Really good job. Tell me more about the events you like to hold here. I noticed that Fushu Daiko was here. And we didn't get a chance, but we did interview them way back at the last month at the Murakami Museum.
Well, like with Fushu Daiko is something that is about as... I don't know how to exactly explain Fushu Daiko, because it's not just Japanese people. It's Americans, it's Colombians, it's, you know, people from all over, all races creating music based on a Japanese principle. So we look a lot, we have SS Hanami here, and that is essentially people who have picked up Robert Adams plays the koto, and then he mixes in an American rock theme into it. So what we try to do is to promote local acts. They're from SS Hanami's out of Gainesville, so okay, it's like local acts that we can get in that is entertaining and awe-inspiring, and possibly that somebody go, hey, you know, I can do something like that myself. You know, we have J-Scape playing today at 6. J-Scape originally for the first Chibi Pa was volunteers for Chibi Pa, and while they were helping me make decorations, I showed them a show called Beck Mongolian Chop Squad, and they so fell in love with it, they picked up and started playing guitars, and then they started touring his oh god, they've had like 6 names since they've done it. But they've played at Chibi Pa almost every year since the first one.
Okay, all right. Chibi Pa is a great accomplishment. I must congratulate you because you put Chibi Pa on the map. Had it not been for you know, all the promotion, all the advertising you've done, I probably would have never heard of it. Actually, the way I've heard of it, the way I was introduced to Chibi Pa was through your fans.
Right.
So and the way I see it, you are very accomplished. But let me ask you something. Where were you before Chibi Pa?
Well, really, it's kind of weird. I became an anime geek person probably around 1991, and I started watching anime. And then I think it was like 97 when I started dating Lynn, the other partner we have.
Okay.
And we went to the first MegaCon. And then at MegaCon we heard about AWA. We went to AWA. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Oh my god. And I was just like so enthralled by that I started going to cons like crazy. So it was just sort of a you know, a natural progression that I kind of at the beginning of Chibi Pa, I was working a job. I was making probably, you know, $60,000 a year, and I really didn't have anything else to do. So I'm like, hey, let's put on this event. And it was just, it wasn't necessarily anything other than, you know, just for the sake of the entertainment of the people. So I mean, it seems to me like a natural progression, because I've always believed in the punk rock principle of if you don't have a scene, you make it.
Right.
So essentially, South Florida at the time, Kunikon had failed, didn't come back, so you know we were going to put in Chibi Pa. And actually, a lot of people don't realize this. Chibi Pa was out before SuperCon.
Okay.
And we were here before they were, but they held their event like a month. We announced before they did, but then they held their event like a month before ours. So because theirs is held before ours, is considered to be older than Chibi Pa, but that's only a technicality. So yeah,
okay.
And I mean it's just the weird things like that. So essentially, yeah, it was just anime fans. That's where I was at. You know, nothing spectacular.
Okay, just like holding any convention, it's more like a sort of a business.
Right.
But every business starts somewhere, and it's kind of a crawl when you get up to the top.
Right.
Let me ask you something. Which convention was your big break? Which do you feel gave you an epiphany that this should become something greater? Which was your big break?
Greater was not even this year. I mean, I've been blown away by the attendees. The attendees just drive me nuts. But there was a point. A taco moment here, please.
Let me get your tissue. Let me get.
Yes, I know. There was a point where we had tried to do a free con so that people just could come, and that kind of fell through on our fault.
Oh.
It was bad.
Let's not talk about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
But anyway, so we went forward, and we kept meeting people who were just like, oh, that Chibi Pa was so awesome. I'm so upset that one didn't go on. So we were like, we have to do it. We promised. So we did it. And we're here now with like, I don't know. I can't even tell you what my attendance is. I don't know. I have no clue what the attendance is. I don't watch that. So, but I mean, it's just, I have 30 artist tables downstairs, all packed out. I have events going on and people just everywhere. I mean, I almost can't walk through my own event because it's like, excuse me, and then I have volunteers checking badges, and they're like, who are you? Oh.
And then someone comes and walks in. You know, that's Jason. This is the guy that is holding Chibi Pa.
Didn't someone warn you about the guy with the real green hair? So, yeah, it became something. It just, the epiphany of doing Chibi Pa and kind of being driven forward by the fans was the failed one.
I see. Okay.
Yep.
Just like the Honda founder said, success is 99% failure. All right, let me ask you some questions that some of our viewers wanted me to ask you.
Okay.
Like, which is your favorite anime?
My favorite anime? That is such an evil question to ask of a person who watches a lot of anime.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Let's see. For a long time, I guess Akira has been I've watched Akira probably 200 times.
Great
I've
anime.
read the manga.
It's a great
The manga makes me cry. Actually, no. The anime, here's how I consider Akira such a great anime. I've seen a music video.
Okay.
And the music video has a lot of sad moments from a lot of movies. And I mist up and cry every time I see the scene where the little thing of Tetsuo is coming down into his arm.
Tetsuo!
Yeah, so.
Awesome. All right, Akira it is. And then one more question. What would you do for a Klondike bar?
Well, since I really don't like eating chocolate, not very much.
Not very much?
If you took all the chocolate off and left the ice cream, I might consider more for it.
All right. Jason Bailey, everyone. Thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you for interviewing me.
Appreciate it.
All right.
We're done here.
Go.